Player housing. Is it really everything Blizzard claim? In this video, we'll look at the sinister marketing and psychological techniques Blizzard have employed to push a dangerous and untested technology on an unsuspecting audience. I'm going to show you exactly how they co-opted content creators with artificial testing conditions, why this mirrors other industry disasters, and why concerns about launch day problems are completely justified. This isn't just about housing. It's about how gaming companies manipulate hype to influence your purchasing decisions. So let's start with what you've probably already seen. YouTubers getting hands-on with WoW housing, glowing reactions, detailed breakdowns of the decoration systems, content creators showing off elaborate rooms they built in just hours. All of this creates the impression that housing is polished, ready, and impressive. But here's what they don't tell you. All those glowing reactions, they're based on testing that completely avoided the systems most likely to fail. GameSpot reported that limits weren't active in the test build. Press event participants experienced no concurrent user load from millions of players, no network latency from real-world server conditions, no database performance stress from persistent neighborhood data, no scaling challenges from automatic neighborhood creation, no cross-realm integration complexity. So what the content creators in question actually got to play with was decoration tools in a sandbox environment. Think of it like stress testing a bridge by having one person walk across it slowly, then declaring it ready for rush hour traffic. They never encountered the infrastructure challenges that cause real-world launch failures. This creates a systemic deception. YouTubers experienced polished functionality that won't exist under launch conditions, then generated positive coverage that influences your decisions. It's the perfect setup for a launch day disaster. The marketing was very sophisticated. Blizzard strategically invited YouTubers and gaming press to their offices for exclusive hands-on access. This was a calculated move to generate positive coverage through independent voices. And they are independent. The reactions are genuine. There is genuine enthusiasm here. Think about the psychology here, though, for a second. You're a content creator. Blizzard flies you out, gives you exclusive access to the most requested feature in WoW's history, and treats you like an insider. You're not going to trash it. Your livelihood also depends on maintaining access to these companies. Now, let's make this clear. The fault lies entirely with Blizzard. The YouTubers in question are reporting what they have seen both honestly and ethically. The deception lies in what was not shown and what is to come. The twisted genius of Blizzard's approach here is that it created the appearance of independent validation. The YouTubers in question experienced a carefully curated demo designed to showcase strengths while hiding weaknesses. It's the process of manufacturing consent. This created an artificial consensus. Multiple independent voices all saying positive things makes it seem like the feature is universally acclaimed, but they all tested the same controlled environment with the same artificial limitations. It's an echo chamber masquerading as diverse opinion. And here's the ugly truth about gaming journalism and content creation. If you're too critical, you lose access. Future invites, early access, exclusive content, it all depends on maintaining good relationships with developers. This creates a systemic bias towards positive coverage. These issues aren't just potential or theoretical. We've seen this exact pattern before. Cyberpunk 2077, overhyped, under-delivered, catastrophic launch. No Man's Sky, promises didn't match reality, massive player backlash. Fallout 76, broken on arrival, reputation damage lasted years. Each followed the same pattern. It should be noted that Blizzard's track record with the introduction of new features has never been good. Virtually every expansion and major launch is riddled with major bugs and exploits. But it has actually got significantly worse over time. By far the worst incident ever was the infamous Great Guild bank heist at the start of the current expansion, The War Within. Blizzard wiped digital items worth an estimated total of $10 million in real-world value. Yes, that's 10 million real-world dollars from guild banks. The introduction of the warband system that caused this is still barely functional to this day, with numerous bugs that have never been fixed, as anyone who has tried to store their pets in a guild bank recently will know very well. I am very concerned that this will happen again, and that I and other players may lose out on 20 years of game progression in another single Thanos snap of Blizzard digital incompetence. Yet there is an almost total media blackout on what actually happened at the launch of the War Within and what happened to guild banks. The guild-friendly features of player housing were announced as if it were a revelation. But for me, that raises serious concerns about whether player items are going to survive through the introduction of player housing. Now, let's talk about why this matters ethically. Blizzard knows about their recent technical failures. They understand housing's unprecedented complexity. They know the high probability of launch issues. Yet their marketing presents housing through controlled demos that completely avoid testing these problematic systems. This creates an information asymmetry where players make financial and time investment decisions based on incomplete or misleading information. Housing hype directly influences real financial decisions. Players maintain subscriptions specifically to access housing. They invest time in character progression to prepare. Most importantly, they're likely to pre-purchase the Midnight expansion under the assumption that housing will work properly. Even though housing launches as a winter 2025 pre-patch feature separate from Midnight, the temporal proximity creates bundled purchasing decisions. Housing marketing creates a halo effect on Blizzard's perceived technical competence. Players see the control demos and think, Blizzard has really figured out complex systems, then pre-purchase Midnight based on that confidence. Now, the primary reason I'm making this video is to warn both current and potential players of the risks here. In particular, I would strongly recommend removing any items of value from your guild or warband bank before housing is launched. Screenshot any character or guild progress you especially value. If I didn't actually have to play Warcraft for a living, I would definitely be waiting several weeks after player housing is launched for any problems to be resolved, and only make purchases when the game was proven to be stable. Here you want to look at regular player feedback, not hype on social media. There is still substantial time for Blizzard to make this feature a success, but it involves doing several things Blizzard have historically been very unwilling to do. Number 1, invest in technical infrastructure and rebuild aging back-end systems. 2, do realistic load testing. 3, listen to feedback, especially from beta testing. 4, crucially learn from and publicly acknowledge their mistakes. One thing I think they should do, which might meet resistance from the community, is a phased rollout with minimal features. Unfortunately, these solutions require admitting their recent technical problems and scaling back the hype, exactly what their marketing department and their shareholders won't allow them to do. They need to prioritize technical competence over marketing spectacle, which would be a significant culture shift for Blizzard. If you found this video useful, bear in mind that these make no money for me at all. I basically just do it as a service to the Warcraft community occasionally. So a like, subscribe, and all that bollocks. That will really help. Thanks.